Hello everyone, welcome to Move Well, Live Well. We get a number of people that come in here with issues regarding their knee. And what's going on with these folks, these are runners, squatters, athletes in general. And what's going on with these folks, they're getting pain in the knee. Well, what we're finding with these folks, there's actually a hidden cause of why they're having pain in the knee. And it's not in the knee, it's in their ankle. So here in just a second, I'm going to show you how to test your ankle to see if you're at risk for developing these problems. And if you already have these problems in your knee, how to fix them. So join me, shall you? So the test in question that helps assess or test whether or not your ankle is giving you problems in the knee is the ankle dorsiflexion test, also known as the knee to wall test. There's lots of AKAs, but the one that we like to use is the ankle dorsiflexion test. And the reason being for this test is to assess whether or not a lot of these athletes or these people that are coming in with knee problems, they're missing a lot of ankle dorsiflexion. So here in just a second, I'm going to show you how to perform this test and see. So here we are on the floor. And you're gonna need a couple of things to help you so that way you can perform this test. You're gonna need a wall. I've got the good old plyo box here as my wall, and I'm assuming you have walls at home, so you can do this at home. Also, what you're gonna need, I'm gonna tilt this camera down a little bit, and you can see I've already put down a tape measure here. So we're gonna test your ankle dorsiflexion using a wall and a tape measure. So remember, these folks, they're having knee pain because they're missing a lot of ankle dorsiflexion. Remember, ankle dorsiflexion is this. So here you are. When you bring your foot up towards your shin bone, your tibia, see that? This is ankle dorsiflexion. This is plantar flexion. This is dorsiflexion. And they're missing, a lot of these folks are missing ankle dorsiflexion. So when they're missing ankle dorsiflexion, they're putting a lot of pressure on their knee. Their ankle can't move in the way it's supposed to move, and they're creating sometimes pronation. For instance, if the calves are tight, right? They're missing ankle dorsiflexion, their ankles are tight, they'll go into plantar flexion and eversion, and boom, now you can kind of see I got flat feet or pronated foot, and my knee collapses inward. They get this increased valgus angle, and they're running over and over and over again in this position here, and because of the tight calves. So they're getting knee pain in through here. And it's not because of the knee, it's because of down here, missing ankle dorsiflexion. When they squat again with the plantar flex and everted foot, pronated foot like this, and they squat, and boom, they're doing this, and they're squatting like this. They're putting undue pressure on their knee because of the ankle, missing ankle dorsiflexion. Going upstairs, the whole bit, you can kind of see how this problem will cause knee problems. So, big toe. You're going to put your big toe about 5 inches. You can't see the markers in the tape measure, but this is about 5 inches right there. I'm going to put my big toe about right there. I could put it closer to this. That would be the ideal, but I'm going to put it on this side so you can see. There you go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean toward the box. See that? I'm going to lunge my knee toward the box, and boom, my knee is able to hit the wall without my heel coming up off the ground. See that? So again, great toe is 5 inches away from the wall. Right there, 5 inches, great toe. And I'm going to kneel my knee toward the wall, boom, without my heel coming up off the mat. Now that is normal. My heel's not coming off. I have normal dorsiflexion in my ankle. So do that. Now, here's some things that some people do wrong when they do this test. What they do is I'm gonna do a front view here. So this is my knee. It's my ankle down there. My foot is straight as I do this. And when I lean, I don't want to rotate my pelvis. I want to keep my pelvis square as I do this. So keep your pelvis square. You're going to keep your knee tracking with your feet. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I'm not rotating my upper body. I'm not doing any of this stuff. I'm keeping my knee tracking with my toe as I do this. And also when I do this, I want to keep my pelvis square as I lean forward. So again, great toe 5 inches away from the wall. I'm going to lean forward without rotating my pelvis, with my knees tracking over my toes, and boom, right there. That's where you feel, this is normal. Now, if you are not at 5 inches, let's say you have to go closer to the wall, that's okay. That just simply means that you're missing some ankle dorsiflexion. So mark down where you're missing. So let's say you have to go up to 4 inches or 3 inches or 2 inches. Mark down where you're at, and that's your standard, your range at that particular time. And over time, you can get better and better. So what happens with these folks, though, let's say you're at 4 inches in here. So let's say you can't get 5 inches, but you're at 4 inches, and you can touch that. That's good. So you're going to feel one of two things. You're going to either feel tightness in the back, the Achilles tendon, and in the calf muscles, or you're going to feel pinching in the front. So when you do this, here I am, 5 inches. As I do this, you're going to either feel tightness back here, and so now we know it's muscle and tendon, soft tissue that needs to be worked, or you're going to feel, or you may even feel impingement, pinching in the front of the ankle. So how do you fix that? How do you fix missing ankle dorsiflexion and or pinching in the front? Well, there are 4 exercises that you can do to fix those. And here in just a second, we're going to go all through 4, so that way your ankle dorsiflexion can improve, knee pain gone. Again, there are 4 exercises, and the first exercise is the test itself. You can use the test itself as an exercise. So here we are. I'm going to go to where, let's say I can only get to about 3 inches, and I can touch my knee to the wall at 3 inches with my great toe at 3 inches. Well, what I'll do is I'll go to 4 inches, and if I can't quite get to 4 right there, what I'm going to do is just kind of work at 4 inches. So again, like I said, 3 inches I can do, but at 4 inches I'm a little tight. So I'm going to work at 4 inches, at that end range. See, kind of doing a little bit of that end range work at 4 inches. Now, I don't have problems, so I'm going to go to kind of where I'm at. I've already kind of pre-measured myself. I'm at about 8, it's about 8 inches, and I'm right there. And I don't even feel a stretch back here. I feel more of the pinchy type stuff in the front. So again, I don't have problems, but I can still work. I can still work in this range. So here I am, and I can work at that end range where at 8 inches, my heel, see that? Boom. I can hit the wall, but my heel comes up off the ground a little bit at 8 inches. And I can kind of work in this end range right there. See that? And again, 3 sets of 15. So 3 sets of 15, and you're working in that end range. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that? So 3 sets of 15 work in there to increase that end range. And over time, you can get closer and close. You can get farther and farther. So if you're, let's say, at 3 inches, and then by working in that end range, you can get to 4, and then 5, and then, farther and farther, increase that dorsiflexion of your ankle. Again, you don't want to be cruising out this way when you're doing it. You don't want to be doing this. You want to keep your pelvis square and your knees tracking with your toes as you do this ankle dorsiflexion exercise. 3 sets of 15 in here in that end range. So that's the first exercise, is using the test itself as an exercise. So the next exercise, the second exercise, is calf mobilization. So I got the good old handy dandy foam roller here. You can use a foam roller, you can use a ball. This is a medicine ball. It's pretty durable here. It doesn't bend. So a basketball, filled up basketball, that would work well too. So here you are. You're using the foam roller, and I'm going to use the basketball here, or excuse me, the med ball. And I'm going to hunt for those tight, I can use my other leg right here to add more pressure, or I can use my hands to add a little bit of extra pressure. And you search around, find those tight tissues, like right there. That's a tight tissue right there. And I'm going to oscillate kind of back and forth on there. You want to be deliberate with these. And a lot of people, when they foam roll or they do this type of treatment in their tissues, they kind of, they're doing this and they're doing really, really fast. You want to be deliberate with these. Really get into these tissues and oscillate back and forth in those tight spots to actually create permanent change in there. And then also when you do it, you can work in dorsiflexion. You see that? So here I found a spot right there, and then work. You can even use your other hand to kind of keep your foot in dorsiflexion and work those tight tissues, like right there, that tight tissue in dorsiflexion. You see that? Boom. It's good stuff. You want to add extra overpressure, you can put your ankle, do this in here, like that. All right. See that? So this is working here 3 to 5 minutes. You don't want to sit here all day doing this thing. And then once you're done oscillating back in there, about 15 reps or so, you find another spot. See if I can hunt around and find another spot. Oh, there's another spot right there. Again, you can keep the ankle in dorsiflexion here. Boom. As you oscillate deliberately into that other spot. Same thing with using the foam roll. So if you have the foam roll, you do the same thing. And here you are. Find those spots. Again, I found there's a spot right there. And I can put my foot in dorsiflexion right there. Or if you want, you can do it actively. So instead of doing it passively with your hand on your foot, you can do it passively where you're in here and you kind of work that dorsiflexion as you're oscillating in that tight spot. 3 to 5 minutes. It's a great exercise to increase tissue pliability and search out those tight, restricted tissues that are kind of balled up in there and preventing ankle dorsiflexion. That's the second exercise. Now the third exercise is the standing calf stretch. Now remember the calf, there's a couple of big major muscle groups, and there's the soleus, and then there's the gastrocnemius. Now the soleus is the one we kind of worked when we were doing the test. That allows for ankle dorsiflexion when your knee is bent, is that particular test, that exercise in and of itself is the test. So we did that. Now this is the standing calf stretch, where you're standing and your knee is straight as you do this. And you can use a wall or door jamb or post as you do this. And now you can kind of see my foot is facing forward here. My knee is relaxed, but it's not quite locked out, but it's just kind of relaxed. And then I'm going to lean forward as I do this, keeping my pelvis square. See that? I'm leaning forward, and you can feel a tightness back here. If you're super tight, this is what's going to get you right here. Keeping the knee, again, the knee is relaxed, but it's not quite locked out, but it's just a little bit relaxed. It's still straight. And you can feel that in the calf. Now, I've got really good ankle dorsiflexion, so what I have to do is, if you have good ankle dorsiflexion, you may have to get a step, or if you have steps at home, you can use those, or you can use a book, or whatever it may be. Again, you're using the wall as support. And then you're going to let your heel come down. Keeping the knee not locked out, but a soft knee, if you will. And then you're going to let the heel sink down toward the floor. And now I can feel a good stretch in through there. So if this isn't doing it for you like this on the ground, use a step or a book to get more ankle dorsiflexion there, and then I can feel that. That's really, really good. And again, you're gonna work that end range. Again, you're just using the wall for a little bit of support. You're not sitting there bouncing up and down with all your weight on your ankle or on your calf. You're just kind of working that end range a little bit. See that? Just gentle pulses, gentle. All right? Again, same thing over here. You're working this end range in those gentle pulses right here. 3 sets of 15. See that? 2, 3, 4, 5. My pelvis is square. I'm not rotating. I'm kind of keeping my knee tracking with my toe. Same thing here. Knee is tracking with my toe. My pelvis is square with the post. And I'm working those gentle end ranges of dorsiflexion. This is the standing calf stretch. And again, the gastroc passes the knee joint, so this really helps to affect the gastrocnemius muscle of the calf. That is the third exercise. Last but not least, the fourth exercise. Remember, when you did that test, the ankle dorsiflexion test, you can either feel one of two things, where when you do the test, when you do that, you can either feel tightness back here, we know that's soft tissue, or you can get pinching in the front. So here's an exercise. If you're experiencing pinching in the front, you may have some ankle impingement issues. So you get yourself a good old band, you affix it to the wall, or not the wall, but a post or a door. Close the door. And I'm going to put links in the description to all these tools. So that way, if you're missing any one of these tools, it'll help you to help achieve good ankle dorsiflexion. But you don't need this band if you don't have it. But what you do is it's really good, because if you have that pinching, this will help keep that bone, the tibia and the talus, from jamming in together. So this puts a distraction on the talus and tibia right here in my ankle. It's pulling that way, and now I can go into dorsiflexion like this. And again, you see this here. I'm going to ankle dorsiflexion. I'm just kind of rocking it, 3 sets of 15 in through here to increase that dorsiflexion. It pushes those bones that way. And there's going to be less restriction when I do dorsiflexion through here. You don't have to have this, but if you are experiencing pinching, highly recommend doing it with this. I mean, you can get into here like this and kind of just over time work this. But if you're really having a problem with the bone and the talus and the tibia, having pinching in through there, this is going to be your best bet. So, here you are. You're working here like this, just right there, kind of just above the crease of your ankle. You're going to put that right there. And you work that. Again, my knee is square with my toes. My pelvis is square forward as I do this. Yeah? Boom. I can keep this heel tack down if I want as I lean forward into this. See that? Boom. 3 sets of 15. That's the fourth and final exercise for your ankle. For those folks that are experiencing knee pain due to missing ankle dorsiflexion, a hidden cause. Folks, they're squatting, they're running, they're going up and down stairs, and they're having knee pain. They're going to all these different places. They're seeing their ortho, they're seeing even their chiro, their physio, and they're working the knee, they're adjusting it, they're doing all kinds of therapy on the knee, when sometimes they forget it's the ankle dorsiflexion that they're missing, putting undue pressure on their knee. And now you have the tools, the test, and the knowledge to achieve better ankle dorsiflexion to fix a hidden cause of knee pain is the ankle. So, anyway, if you have any questions with this video, drop it off in the comment section below. We thank you for watching. We appreciate it. If you're new here, hit subscribe. And when you hit subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification button, because that'll keep you in the loop with subsequent videos coming here in the near future. And that way you can continue to move well, live well. Also, I know you know folks who are experiencing knee pain and they're going to all these different places and it's not getting worked, it's not getting fixed. Share this with them. It might be the ankle. Do the test and see if they're missing ankle dorsiflexion. Sharing is caring. Also, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. It lets us know you care. Anyway, we thank you for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.